What's going on, guys? Eric from TheWiscoGuyz, and in today's video we're going to be working on the Mercury Grand Marquis. So if you guys don't know, this is my 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis. There's a bunch of videos on it. I'll link some videos up in the corner there. We've done quite a bit on this one. Very good shape, originally California car. Pretty much sat all winter, and there's no more snow. Currently like April, I think it's the 14th today. Yeah, April 15th. I can't remember. Yeah, April 15th today. So since it sat over winter, we need to do the brakes in the rear. They were a little bit rusted up last year. I kind of felt it in the pedal that was pulsing. This year, since it sat all winter, they're really bad now. So I'll take a little ride with you so you guys can hear it with me. So let's go for a little ride. Alrighty. So it's gonna go down the road, we're gonna get up to speed. There's a stop sign at the end of this road. Oh yeah, 4.6 liter just purring. We're at about 50 miles an hour. You're gonna hear it. I'm not gonna jam on the brakes, but oh yeah, that's all coming from the rear. Feel it in the pedal. Definitely needs to be changed. So we're gonna do rotors and pads on this, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So alrighty, let's get back to the shop. We're gonna get it on the lift and we'll kind of go through it. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna get into the trunk, and then I'm gonna turn off the air ride here. So air ride is off, a little switch there right by the CD changer there, which I never use, crazy enough, but alrighty. So shut that. So we turn the air ride off, or the air auto level in the rear. So we're gonna lift this beast up. So first things first, we got it up in the air. You can do this on jack stands. You don't need to put it on the lift. I'm just putting it on the lift for convenience of filming, and so I can actually show you what's going on instead of being on the ground trying to get the angles with the camera and everything like that. But first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna move this wheel. So we're gonna get this off. Alrighty, so I'm using a 13/16 socket for these lug nuts. It's kind of an older American car, so I'm not surprised it still uses American sized lug nuts. So next thing, we'll get this caliper off and kind of go from there. So alrighty, get you up in here. So we're gonna take out the caliper first. 10 millimeter. Yep. So 10 millimeter. Loosen these up. Oof. I don't know how long it's been since these been off, but get these out of the way. Save those. There we go. So we're gonna put that off to the side. See, these brakes ain't really that bad. Honestly, I could probably just put this back on with a new rotor, but the rotors are sort of warped. Maybe. There is a drum inside here for the e-brake, like a drum brake type style. So we'll be leery of that. So we're gonna beat it with a hammer a little bit. I almost got it. Holy shit. Finally. There we go. Well, that's off. Alright. It actually looks pretty good in there. E-brake looks good. I don't even think this thing's ever been used, really. But it looks good. Should be fine. It does have ABS in the rear, too. Alright. well, let's grab our new parts. Nice new rotors here. You can get them from pretty much any parts store. They weren't too pricey, but yeah. A little bit, but look at that. There we go. There it's on. All right, now I got some pads, but I got two types of pads here. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna pull these out. Okay, so that pad's out. Let me get this pad out. Okay, it's looking like have these style. Let's go check to see what we got. Alrighty, so I have two different styles of brake pads here. One's with these bigger claws right here, and one with these smaller claws right here for when they go inside the piston. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're gonna use this one because the factory one has that bigger style claw, the one that we pulled off. So we're gonna use this set right here. They sent out 2 sets just in case, so, but should be good. So I'm gonna take the old pad, I'm gonna stick it back in there. Stick it back in the piston. I'm gonna use the C channel here. We're gonna take the piston, we're gonna push this back in, but I'm gonna use the old brake pad. I'm gonna push this brake pad back in. We're gonna push this piston back in and kind of go from there. Should see the piston going back in. I'm just gonna go all until bottomed out, went in very easily. And that piston should go in easy. You shouldn't fight it. If you're fighting it, maybe that your brake caliper is seized. So there, piston's back in, and we're good to continue. But yeah, if that piston doesn't go in and you're fighting it, you definitely got a seized up caliper. Alrighty, now that we got the piston pushed in, we're gonna take out this caliper slide pin. And as you see there, this pin slides and it's supposed to let the pads kind of free float on the actual rotor. But we're gonna take the pin out. I'm just gonna push it through. Pin comes out. There we go. And we're gonna take this boot out as well. It's a little crusted up in there, but there we go. So it's a little rusted up in there. But we have a new boot kit. So we have a new boot kit. Part number for all you guys. So this has, well, it's a new hardware kit really. Comes with new caliper boot, slide pin boots, and then new clips there too, because our clips are worn out. I'll show you those next, but let's get this all lubed back up, or let's get these put in. It will be new boot goofing. So now let's get those on. Alrighty, so got the new boot here. I got some silicone brake caliper grease. So we're gonna put that inside this, or on the actual slide pin. But first we're gonna get this boot in here. Just pull that through. There we go. Got that in there. Take one of the slide pins right here. And put a little grease on her. Not too much, but not too little. I usually like to rub it around a little bit on it, just get it spread out. I like to, I just put it into the boot. You want to make sure both ends are kind of lined up with it, it kind of goes into that groove in there. You'll see a groove on the slide pin itself, and the boot will sit right in there. So get the other side. There we go. So now we're in. All right, so now that we have our boots in the caliper, looking pretty good. I'm gonna switch over here, and we're gonna do, these little clips here. So I'm just gonna clean those up a little bit. Sometimes, I mean, these ones ain't that bad, so sometimes they get so bad to where you need to like take sandpaper to them. But these ones are actually pretty clean. So like I said, this is a California car originally, and in northern Wisconsin, this car wouldn't have lasted this long. Probably would have been in the junkyard by now. So, but we'll put the new clips on. Yeah, these are really nice to put on. Usually I'm fighting these on like anything else from northern Wisconsin, so it's a nice thing to have those actually go on without a hitch. So alrighty, so I got the new pads here. We're gonna get those on. First one we're gonna do is the one that goes into the piston. So we're just gonna put that in there. We're gonna put our other one on here. Should just slip right in. There we go. There we go. So pads are installed. So now that we have the pads installed, we're going to take our brake and we're going to put it onto the rotor, just like so. You want to make sure that your pads line up on those your pads are going to line up on those clips there. The pads are going to line up on those clips there. So I think the top is going to go in first. So it looks like the spring right here is fighting me. I don't remember that on the old pads though. Yeah, free folds. So weird. You got to put the top in first and then come into the bottom, and she sets right in. So it's always working on this one. Yeah, should work. So I'm gonna put the bolts in here real quick. All right. So Eric from the future, you didn't notice I messed up here. This is actually supposed to be turned into here, towards the rotor. That's like to give you, I'm pretty sure to give you like a notice, like, hey, you gotta change your brakes once it starts squealing on that. Mine went out that way and not in that way. Yeah. All right. So, long story short, I messed up. That spring's supposed to be kind of in here, or not spring, but thing. So I gotta take it all apart. I'm gonna put it back. I'll show you. All right, so that's how it's supposed to be now, in like that. Wonder why I was fighting it so hard. So, should be good though. All right, I'll get this side back together. I'm gonna jump over back on the other side. See, sometimes you gotta look at the ones that come off. Wonder why it was fighting me. That should be really good now. Alrighty. So, rotor's on, spins freely, pads are in the correct way. So we got that. It's all good. Alrighty. Hopefully, I don't know, it probably took me about an hour to do it. I kept getting interrupted, had to walk away, so. But other than that, rolls pretty good. So, so I'm gonna get the wheels back on, and I'm gonna torque them, and I'm gonna take it for a drive. So, I'm gonna try it out. I think I just looked at the front brakes. those didn't look too good too. So hopefully this works. Hopefully, but if it doesn't, then we're doing front brakes. So and I did oil change while I was at it, since it was already up in the air, but we've already done that on that. We've already done that on this vehicle, so you're gonna check out that video. I'll link it in the corner. I gotta get the ear suspension back on. There we go. Oh, feels better, but I think the fronts are warped too. Yeah, definitely fronts are warped too. So that's fun. Oh yeah, fronts are warped. Shit. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just have to do the fronts too. Alrighty, so that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, throw them down below. We're going to do the fronts on this one too. It'll probably be next weekend, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video or it helped you out. Alrighty guys, if you have a good day or night or whatever you're having, see you guys. Bye.